At some point in human history, someone looked at a round object and thought, I wonder what happens if I kick that. And that one thought, that beautiful, stupid, perfect thought, changed the world. Football wasn't invented once. It was invented over and over again, by completely different civilizations, who never talked to each other. Because apparently, kicking things is hardwired into the human brain. Football wasn't invented once. It was invented over and over again, by completely different civilizations, who never talked to each other. Because apparently, kicking things is hardwired into the human brain. The oldest confirmed football game in history is called Cuju. It was played in China during the Han Dynasty around 200 BCE. And we know it existed because the Chinese government literally documented it. Cuju means, kick the ball with your foot. Very descriptive. The ball was leather stuffed with feathers and hair, and the goal was a small hole in a silk net hung between two bamboo poles, sometimes 9 meters in the air. The sport spread to the imperial court. Records show that Emperor Wu of Han was an obsessed fan. There were professional Cuju players. Cuju academies. This was 200 BCE. They basically invented football leagues 2,000 years before England. Meanwhile, on the other side of the planet, completely unaware of China, everyone else was also kicking things. The ancient Greeks had episkiros, a rough team ball game where you could use your hands and feet. The Romans copied it, renamed it harpastum, and made it significantly more violent. Because Roman soldiers took harpastum across the entire empire, to Britain, Spain, France, North Africa. Some historians believe this is how ball games spread to medieval Europe. So every time England claims to have invented football, Rome is somewhere in the background quietly raising an eyebrow. And then there's Mesoamerica, where the Mayans and Aztecs played a ball game that makes everything else look casual. The Mesoamerican ball game used a solid rubber ball weighing up to 4 kilograms. You could only use your hips, knees and elbows to hit it through a vertical stone ring. A 4-kilogram rubber ball. Straight to the hip. Every single time. Modern footballers complain about ankle sprains. These people were built different. Now. England. Medieval England had a version of football that is best described as, what if an entire town tried to murder each other, but with a ball involved? Medieval folk football had almost no rules. 2 teams, usually entire villages, would try to get the ball to a specific location, often miles away. Punching was allowed. Kicking people was allowed. The game could last all day and regularly resulted in serious injuries. It was so chaotic and destructive that King Edward II banned it in 1314. His exact words described it as hustling over large balls from which many evils arise. Many evils. From football. He wasn't wrong. It got banned again by Edward III in 1349. Then again by Richard II in 1388. And again by Henry IV. Multiple different kings spent their entire reigns trying to stop people from playing football. None of them succeeded. Not one. By the 1800s, football was being played at schools and universities across England, but with completely different rules everywhere. Some allowed carrying the ball. Some allowed tripping. Some allowed basically anything short of weapons. So on October 26, 1863, representatives from 12 London football clubs met at the Freemasons' Tavern, which is a pub, to create one unified set of rules. And that meeting became the founding of the Football Association. The first FA. The first official football organization in history. The biggest argument was about hacking, deliberately kicking opponents in the shins. Some clubs were completely fine with this. Others were not. The pro-hacking clubs eventually left and formed their own sport. They called it rugby. So the next time someone starts an argument about football versus rugby, you can explain that it literally comes from a disagreement about whether shin kicking should be legal. Once the rules were written down, football spread at a speed that would make any modern marketing team jealous. And it spread the same way the Roman Empire once spread ball games, through people moving around the world. British sailors, merchants, and railway workers carried the game everywhere they went. In Brazil, a young man named Charles Miller returned from studying in England in 1894 with 2 footballs and a rulebook in his luggage. He taught the game to locals. Brazil is now the most successful national football team in history. From 2 footballs in a suitcase. By 1904, football had grown so international that FIFA was founded to organize it. By 1930 there was a World Cup. By 2024, FIFA has 211 member countries, more members than the United Nations. Football is, without any competition, the most universally beloved sport in human history. So who invented football? A Chinese soldier in 200 BCE? A Greek athlete? A medieval English farmer? A Victorian gentleman in a London pub? The honest answer is, all of them. And none of them. Humans have been kicking round objects for at least 2,200 years. Across every continent, every culture, every empire. Empires rose and fell. Languages died. Technologies came and went. Football stayed. Because football, at its core, is just a ball and a foot and a very old human impulse to see what happens next. Subscribe for more. Leave a comment, which civilization had the best version of football? See you in the next one.